create, relate, erase the hate. Our memories, these things we make, each stitch we take our time, we take each word, we make them rhyme. We on, we off, these flaws we fraud. 2 men dissolve to walk the dog. We tune, we zoom, the room, the loom, the birds, the boughs, the stars, the moon.
Hey guys, welcome to Stitching It. My name is Stephanie and today is going to be my end of 2022 update. So I get to talk about the finishes I've had this year and what happened to my plans for this year and also what's going on for next year. So welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome if you're new. Please consider subscribing, of course, and check out some of the other videos I have on the channel. But today is, you know, I'm ready for Christmas, I guess I should say. I've got my Santa shirt on, and the Christmas tree, I couldn't get it in frame, but it is like right next to me. It was just too big. I've got Christmas decorations up now, and that's pretty exciting. It's been kind of an interesting year. You know, we moved in July, and my youngest child started kindergarten in August, and my eldest child started college. And so it's been a big adjustment, and I decided to get a job. Basically, I've had 2 jobs now. And yeah, so working outside the home has obviously cut down on the amount of time I have to devote to crafting and creating and things like that. So I did notice a few less finishes than I normally get, you know, this year, and that's what I, you know, basically attribute it to, is, you know, just having real life and trying to, you know, do all the things that are involved with that. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, and I'm going to be talking first about some of the finishes I've had. I had four cross stitch finishes this year and 5 diamond painting finishes, so I'll put pictures of those up. And some of them are still, well, no, I guess. I've got one that's in the process of being framed, which is a diamond painting that I completed in the spring, I think. And my parents were able to find a woodworker who would make a frame from barn wood from my grandparents' farm. And so that's going to be really special. It's going to be my Christmas present, so I'm excited about that one. But I had a few other smaller finishes, and overall, like, you know, there was one, I showed it in my last video, called Live and Let Live, and I was really hoping to eke out the finish before the end of the year, but you know, something else came up, so I'm just gonna have to change the 2 to a 3. I think the spacing is still gonna be okay. It's still gonna be the same, but it's just I just gotta change it to a 3 next year. But that's one of the things that I had planned to finish that I didn't get a chance to finish, but it's on my finish list for next year. Okay, so since I've seen you last, I've actually done more diamond painting than anything else, so I'll have some segments on that in a little bit. But I did have 1 cross stitch finish, and it's already FFO'd, which is a term that means fully finished into an object that's ready for display. So this is actually a pattern. It was a Christmas pattern. This was my most recent one, pattern by Lindy Stitches, called Merry Beard Season. And when I saw that little pattern, I immediately wanted to do it just like as close as I could to the model. I loved the pillow idea, and it just seemed appropriate to do something that would be more casual than something framed on the wall, you know. So I did my own floss conversion, and yeah, I've got it now. I love it. It's on 14 count mist from Zweigart that I was able to get at Hobby Lobby. And I think that's part of the reason it went so quickly. And I enjoyed it so much because it was easy to stitch on 14 count Aida, you know. And these are all color and cotton. Most of them are from the November Floss Club this year. And yeah, it took me almost a week to stitch the whole thing. And then after that, we turned it into a pillow. My daughter and I did in an hour or two. The longest part was sewing this pom-pom trim around the outside. It actually had its wire pom-pom trim because I didn't know what I would do with it or which trims would make, you know, which is, you know, whatever. But anyway, there's more space in between them than is necessary, so I had to scrunch it up at each individual one and sew it down. But it came out beautiful, and you know what? It even matched. We have a Christmas quilt on our bed, so it matches the colors of that, and my husband was tickled by that, so he really likes that, and I'm gonna be storing it and keeping it with our bed clothes or bed, you know, our seasonal bedspread. So I'll put a picture of that if it's not too big of a deal up on the screen, and I love it. And it's the second Lindy Stitches project that I've finished this year. The other one was actually the freebie, Christmas freebie from last year called Sugar Plum Dreams, which was also a Christmas pattern. So, but that was just kind of a coincidence, I think. You know, I finished it at the beginning of the year. It wasn't even on my mind. So this one I did just a week or two ago. 2 weeks, maybe. So that was my finish. And another one, I guess I'll stay in the... I couldn't find, you know, I've honestly been diamond painting more than I have cross stitching, or at least on different projects. So I don't have too much to show you. But this one I've been working on since the late fall, and I love it, as usual with most of my patterns. This is an Imaginating pattern by Diane Arthurs, and it's a silhouette. It's these long, you might have seen them before because there's basically a series of them. There's silhouettes, and the thing about this one is it's very long and narrow. It's only 42 stitches high, but it's 282 stitches long. So I like this one because before the Christmas season officially started, I was still working on a Christmas pattern, but I'm doing it monochromatic in brown. So, oh my God, I love holding up 40 count and above pieces because they're just so, you see just how small they are, and they're very, very cute. This is what I've got so far. It's at least a third, if not a half, complete. And this is, yeah, the nativity portion, you know, the stable and Mary and Joseph's going to be over here. And then I've got it rolled up a little bit on this side. But this is done with some HDF silk in a mystery color, but it's very, very close to 3371, which is that's what was called for. So, yeah, I've been working a little bit on this one. I've been taking it to work and doing it on my lunch hour when I work a long shift, of course. But, I don't have a finish date on that one. It's not going to be finished this year. But it's going really well, and it's very easily, you know, portable, and yeah, it's going good. So that was my other Christmas project that I'm working on. And I had one more that I was going to show you, but I didn't grab it, which is a modern folk embroidery. I really like his design. You know, it does look, you know, it's somehow, when he came up with his name, it's like the most obvious description of the way he designs pieces. Modern folk embroidery, that is what it is. It looks modern, but it still has all of these traditional and folk qualities to it, and then, you know, embroidery. So that's really how I would describe his style as well. And I like them, but phew, they're really large pieces and hard, you know, take a long time to do most of the part. But I had started the dragon one. Here be dragons. Yes. Okay. I guess I'll just have to put a picture of that one up. Okay, and for my last thing, I wanted to talk a little bit about my plans. Basically, this year I had started out the year with this big, huge construction that I was going to do no new starts, which only lasted a month or two. And so I realized that probably was not the most realistic option for my stitching lifestyle, I guess. So, this year, because you know, every year I make these plans just different ways and say I'm going to do stuff, and every year I don't do them, or I fail at them, or can't follow through on them. So what do? Well, you try something new. That's my idea. You know, you just try with stuff that works, keep the stuff that works, and go on to your next thing. But I'm not making any official like plans, you know what I mean, for this coming year. I'm going to stitch, I'm going to, obviously, it's always like a goal to stitch faster than I acquire new stitching materials, you know, same with diamond painting. I don't need to keep building a stash at this point. So yes, what I've decided, I basically got a very simple cross stitch tracker from an Etsy store. It's labeled as a minimalistic cross stitch planner. The store is called Natiscrossstitch, N-A-T-I cross stitch, and I'll put a link to it somewhere. But it's basically more like a log book or a tracker than it is like a planner. And I really liked the idea of doing that. I got a trapper keeper, okay? If any of you are around my age, you remember how important these things were in the 80s and the 90s, really. And they came back with a vintage looking, you know, set of trapper keepers, and really they're not too well constructed. Like, I'm afraid this Velcro is gonna just separate, you know, very soon. But it's fun, you know. I love the idea of reliving my childhood, especially as an adult. You know, it's kind of fun, you know, to not, I don't know if any of you know this poem called "When I Am an Old Woman, I Shall Wear Purple." You know, it's not the same thing, but it's just updated for my generation. Like, I should do it. Like, when I'm an old woman, I'll buy trapper keepers and, you know, put posters of unicorns up or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, something that was totally part of the 90s when I was growing up, to enjoy those things again. So anyway, let me just show you the first. This is one page that comes with it. This is the front page cross stitch planner. Like I said, it's very minimalistic, just pretty flowers and simple. I got some cardstock to print it out on. And then for this, my plan, my idea, this is one of the pages. It came with 3 or 4 different pages that had an option to track different, bigger areas for notes and, you know, fabric. But this is one page, and you would have, the idea is you would have one page per project. Okay? So, you would fill out the details of your project, any kind of notes, and then as you spend days working on it throughout the year, you highlight or cross off which days you actually worked on it. So I already printed out a few of them, okay? And what I'm planning to do, like many of them, not just a few, of the one that I liked, because I told you there was like 2 or 3 or 4 different designs that you could print out from the same file, excuse me. Okay, so what I'm planning to do is, as I pick up one of my projects to work on throughout the year, I'm going to fill out the logbook information for that project, and I'm going to try to stick with the projects that call to me the most. Sort of sweewy, you know what I mean? But yes, as I go along, try to complete them. That sounds very simple. Just as I feel like I want to stitch something, I'm going to try to finish it, okay? So I don't know how many projects I'm going to get to this year. I'm not doing no new starts, of course, but it's always like in a part of my mind, oh, I should do no new starts. But that group has actually changed to Whip Warriors now. And they have a couple of different tracks for you to to manage your projects. And I've been keeping an eye on it. And there's a SWIWI track, which is stitch what you want when you want. That's an acronym. And I don't want to be a SWIWI stitcher, but I love being a SWIWI stitcher. Like, it's just part of my personality. So that's part of what you do have to do, I think, is you have to really realize what kind of person you are. If you're a strict planner that can stick to a timetable, get 2 weeks of work done on your whip and switch out to the other one or whatever, you know, I just don't think I can do that. Like over the long term. But I'm definitely doing Whip Go next year. That really helped me get a lot of work in and progress done on the projects that I worked on this year. But that kind of covers it. I don't know how many minutes. I think it's less than 15 minutes in, which is great because I didn't want to do a really long episode today, and I'm gonna go up and film some diamond painting segments for after this. So I hope you'll tune in for that, and thank you guys for watching. As far as my next video, at the end, I would like to, by the end of the year of 2022, it is my goal still to do a stitch with me and a whip and chat, because I've never done a whip and chat before. And it's been ages since I did a stitch with me, so I would like to do one of each. So if you're a stitcher or or a diamond painter and you'd like to just kind of work along with me to see what I'm doing, that is on my short list of things to do. But I haven't figured out the best way to do it yet, like the setup. So anyway, that's what to look out for. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back with some diamond painting updates. This is the mystery kit from the mystery box from Diamond Art Club. I showed it on my last video, and I was just finishing up the first row. This thing is so big. It's 70 centimeters by 105 centimeters, so it takes up a lot of concentration and space. But I had finished the tail of the dragon and where it goes behind the building. This building is supposed to be the Cathedral of Notre Dame, apparently, which is interesting that it's on fire here, you know, basically because of a dragon. And so maybe that's what happened to it. I don't know. But it's a very dramatic scene, and I can't wait to actually get started on the dragon. But I've put it away for now, and I don't know when I'm going to be getting it out again. But I just wanted to show you guys how far I got on that one. And this is another one from the mystery box that I got. It's a Harry Potter themed one. See, I've been keeping it in the licensed box, but it's called The Boy Who Lived. And I thought it was nice for the fall too, so I've been working on this one. I had been up until before Thanksgiving. This is 56 centimeters by 79, so it's a little more manageable size, but it's got a lot of brown in it. So again, I don't know when I'm going to be working on this. I like to start stuff regularly, and then I've been putting them back in the boxes and storing them in the boxes if I want to keep them in the boxes. So that lets me continue to work on it whenever I feel like. So that's it for that one. And this was an unexpected purchase and start. It's a new Randall Spangler it was the Thanksgiving themed one, and it's called Turkey for Thanksgiving. And I just thought, I don't know, I'll put the image up there. It's a very long painting, but it's got a big turkey, but instead of the turkey being the centerpiece of the meal, he's sitting down to a vegetarian smorgasbord with his draggling friends, and he's the honored guest. So I loved that one, and I think it's going to be great, but I wasn't going to finish it this year. It's going to be a multi-year project, I guess. So it's back in the boxes already as well. So okay, this is my last one for the year. Again, I couldn't resist checking the list when it was released from Diamond Art Club. And it's a Santa Claus, and I really like him because he's got dark skin. So I thought that was unique, and otherwise he's a classic. The colors are the classic red with those fur-lined boots and suit, and a pretty Christmas tree and a kitty sleeping on the side. So I thought it was beautiful, and this will keep me busy till the end of the year. So I'm not sure what my plans are for next year. I know I'm getting a couple diamond paintings for Christmas. And all the ones I've showed you are squares, so I may try to take a break from the squares and work on one of my rounds. But other than that, he's going away after Christmas. I'll finish him next year, I guess. But man, the new diamonds from Diamond Art Club are just amazing. They're so shiny and sparkly, and I heard that they're coming out with an even newer version. So that should be exciting to try out next year. And anyway, those are my projects that I've been working on and chipping away at them. So I'm glad you joined me, and I'll see you guys next for a stitch with me or a whip and chat as I work on probably this project for diamond painting. So I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.